ancient church. The meadow bloomed wide, stretching out to the grove and the broken wooden fence. We walked without shoes through the morning mist and lingered far past twilight, ignoring the time. The crickets drowned out the words we spoke, but we stayed by the trail, watching shadows grow. Green meadow behind the ancient church, the shoeless mornings and the broken wooden fence. Green meadow behind the ancient church, the crickets and the mist and the slow deep sense of hours that asked for nothing from our youth. The guitar captures the grass and the wild. Green meadow behind the ancient church, the place where we felt pure as a child. We pressed our hands into the damp soil back then, feeling the rhythm of the hidden world below. The tower chimes would track us in the weeds, and we'd make believe the sound was just the wind. Green meadow behind the ancient church, the resting hand and the heartbeat of the land. Green meadow behind the ancient church, the tower chimes we chose to disregard, leaving us there, just the grass and the heat. The guitar captures the grass and the wild. Green meadow behind the ancient church, the place where our spirits could finally meet. You handed me a cassette without a label, said listen to the last track on the second side. I held my ear against the borrowed Walkman and heard a song I'd keep all my life inside. The bus was rattling past the lamplight rows, and not a soul noticed where we'd gone. Borrowed cassette on the Walkman ride, the unlabeled tape and the last track played. Borrowed cassette on the Walkman ride, the bus and the street light and the serenade of a singer's voice we didn't know, but strangely the guitar voices the cassette and the night. Borrowed cassette on the Walkman ride, the song that made the bus ride take flight. asleep somewhere around the second chorus, and I replay the tape to hear it again. The street lights kept arriving and departing, and I remained awake to notice. Borrowed cassette on the Walkman ride, the sleeping and the rewound tape again. Borrowed cassette on the Walkman ride, the street light and the departing and the then. Of waking to a start we almost missed. The guitar voices, the cassette and the night. Borrowed cassette on the Walkman ride, the ride that gave the song its afterglow. As the dawn is breaking in your soul, and the fresh start is in your mind, I will give to you a steady faith to guide your lonely heart. When the silver twilight and the music ends, and there is no more dust for us to shake, I will wish you well for freedom's sake, to guide your lonely heart. I see you moving on to your future stage, and I will always praise your name. We've built it from the early of our age. No sorrow in my breath since you became. I'll be smiling, I'll be safe and sound. I'll be flying over the higher ground. Oh, there's nothing that I haven't found to help you reach your goal. The tides are turning round the distant shores, and on the desert of our youth, though life may change with every open door, our honest wisdom will remain. I will hope you rise and make your vows come true. Nothing that I cannot leave to the truth of the universe to help you reach your goal. wooden ferry left the dock at 7 before the haze fully claimed the bay. We positioned at the front barrier in the spray and let the crossing ask us nothing at all. The island marketplace disclosed itself through smell before the dock came into view. Wooden ferry to the island market, the dock and the spray and the morning bay. Wooden ferry to the island market, the crossing that required nothing from the day. Save for our stationed watch at the front rail, the flute notes, the ferry and the sea. Wooden ferry to the island market, the crossing that was all things to me. We bought more than we needed at the stalls and argued pleasantly about the weight. You carried most of it back to the vessel and pretended that the load was less than great. Wooden ferry to the island market, the stall and the pleasant argument we made. Wooden ferry to the island market, the carried weight and the pretending grade of someone shouldering without complaining. The flute notes, the ferry and the sea. Wooden ferry to the island market, the crossing where you carried more than me. We passed a notebook through the back classroom, brimming with questions none dared to ask aloud. You drew tiny maps of places we'd escape to. I wrote the names of songs after each fleeting thought. The teacher's tone dissolved into a kind of background we'd learned to hear without quite listening to. Notebook passed in the back classroom, the map and the question and the sketch. Notebook passed in the back classroom, the song we wrote beneath the drawn crowd of places only we had ever plotted. The piano marks the notebook and the pen. Notebook passed in the back classroom, the classroom that I want to walk back in. You kept the notebook folded within your jacket, let us all disperse. I sometimes wonder if you still remember the map or just the sense of the verse. Notebook passed in the back classroom, the jacket and the tucking and the verse. Notebook passed in the back classroom, the map or just the feeling for the worst of missing what the notebook used to hold. The piano marks the notebook and the pen. Notebook passed in the back classroom, the classroom that I want to walk back in. The road went dark before the rainstorm, and we sheltered under an overpass to wait. You unfolded the map across the dashboard neatly, while lightning measured distance at the gate of the next town we hadn't yet decided would be the one we selected to spend the eve. Provincial road at the first rainstorm, the overpass and the map and the gate. Provincial road at the first rainstorm, the lightning and the town and the lake. Decision made by weather, not by planning. The flute echoes the road and the rain. Provincial road at the first rainstorm, the storm that gave our voyage its refrain. We dashed between the overpass and doorway of a small restaurant that had stayed open late. The owner brought us soup without our asking, as if the storm had made us guests of fate. Provincial road at the first rainstorm, the soup and the owner and the door. Provincial road at the first rainstorm, the guest of fate we hadn't asked fate for. Lighthouse Cove grew hushed in the final dark, when all the daytime swimmers had departed. We laid our towels on the cooling granite and observed the beam begin its steady circuit. The sea darkened past the shade we had swum in, and something in the light felt like a vow. Lighthouse Cove on the last evening, the granite and the beam and the darkened sea. Lighthouse Cove on the last evening, the reliable circuit turning endlessly overhead as we rested without an agenda. The harmonica sustains the cove and the light. Lighthouse Cove on the last evening, the evening that was nearly infinite tonight. You tallied every rotation of the beacon and told me you had tallied 403. I didn't verify, but simply accepted your counting as the gift it was to me. Lighthouse Cove on the last evening, the beacon and the counting and the four. Lighthouse Cove on the last evening, 100 rotations and the granite ground of the cove, just the light and our accepting. The harmonica sustains the cove and the light. Lighthouse Cove on the last evening, the evening none of us could hold too tight. The sandbar lay at the edge of July, where the sea shallowed to a warm lagoon. We stepped out until the sea rose to our shoulders and floated on our backs in the noon. The salt dried white along our skin by dusk, and we brushed it off like dust from something old. Sandbar at the edge of July, the lagoon and the shoulder and the noon. Sandbar at the edge of July, floating and the salt and the broad noon that bronzed our skin and gave us something golden. The harmonica bears the tide and the white. Sandbar at the edge of July, The July that never had a place to hide. You found a crab wedged under a boulder at ebb tide and held it gently until it reached your wrist. The sea kept its patience with our wandering, while afternoon turned into something we'd miss. Sandbar at the edge of July, the crab and the wrist and the low tide rock. Sandbar at the edge of July, the sea gentle with us round the clock. Of afternoon the sandbar warm beneath us, the harmonica bears the tide and the white. Sandbar at the edge of July, the July where all was amplified. The mist was rising from the valley floor. The July dusk we trekked before the light. We hadn't slept at all the preceding eve, and all felt magnified and otherwise. The normal, just the mist and our own lunging, and footsteps on the path we picked by instinct. Fog lifting from the valley floor, the August dawn and the footstep and the mist. Fog lifting from the valley floor, the luminous dawn we couldn't resist. Following up into the rising fog layer, the whistling traces, the valley and the rise. Fog lifting from the valley floor, the morning that unveiled itself to open eyes. The summit emerged an hour later, stripped of cloud, entirely and bare. We sat there in stillness for a long while, letting what we'd climbed toward fill the air. Fog lifting from the valley floor, the summit and the bear and the long while. Fog lifting from the valley floor, the sitting without speaking and the mile. We hadn't counted just the tap and the quiet, the whistling traces, the valley and the rise. drifting from the valley floor. The morning return to waiting eyes. Spring village nestled in the mountain pass, amid two ridges no map had named. We spotted it by the steam over the housetops and steered the vehicle over, unashamed of our impulsive reasoning for stopping. Just the steam and the prospect of the heat. Hot spring village in the mountain pass, the steam and the rooftop and the unnamed ridge. Hot spring village in the mountain pass, the impulsive stop and the unashamed bridge, spanning scheduling and the gift of what appeared. The flute conveys the village and the steam. Hot spring village in the mountain pass, the stop that made the trip feel like a dream. The innkeeper led us to a cedar tub overlooking a pine grove in the cold. We soaked until our fingers had gone wrinkled, and not one of us cared at all to be told. Hot spring village in the mountain pass, the cedar tub and the wrinkled and the pine. Hot spring village in the mountain pass, the steam we didn't want to abandon in the mountain, just the springs and the heat. The flute conveys the village and the steam. Hot spring village in the mountain pass, the stop where all grew serene. A Polaroid was pinned flat on the study desk of the pair of us next to the harbor pier. No one photographed us that long noon hour, yet somehow that one image found its way here. It found the camera in your elder sister's cabinet and aimed it at the mirror of the gift shop wall. Polaroid pinned above the study desk, the harbor pier and the mirror and the shot. Polaroid pinned above the study desk, the elder sister's camera and the spot. the gift shop showed us back to one another. The piano keeps the Polaroid and the frame. Polaroid pinned above the study desk. The photograph that kept us all the same. The hues grayed slowly through the winters until the pier and sky had blended to blue. But I could always find your posture in the picture, even when the details had shifted new. Polaroid pinned above the study desk. The faded pier and the merged sky and blue. Polaroid pinned above the study desk. The posture I could always trace in you. Piano keeps the Polaroid and the frame. Polaroid pinned above the study desk. The photograph that kept me calling your name. River bent behind the willow curtain, where the bank grew soft enough to sit without a mat. We discovered it the season we were restless, and came back each week until the season that we stopped without announcing any ending. Just the river flowing on without our presence. River bend past the willow curtain, the soft bank and the restless and the mad. River bend past the willow curtain, that season we discovered, and the flat rock we balanced on beside the current. The whistling renders the river and the bend. River bend past the willow curtain, the bend we loved before we found its end. Once waited and passed where the current slackened, and stood mid-river while the water rose. I stood at the bank afraid to say, be careful, the way that caring mostly fails to show. Waiting and the current and the rise. River bend past the willow curtain, the caring that I failed to vocalize. On the bank, just the river, and you're standing whistling renders the river and the bend. River bend past the willow curtain. The current I still follow to its end. Who waited below the basalt cliff in a shallow form by centuries of wave. We crouched near it in the midday light and peered into the universe the deep gave. A hermit crab maneuvered quietly across the bottom of the deepest channel. Tide pool below the basalt cliff. The shallow and the hermit and the wave. Tide pool below the basalt cliff. The realm the patient ocean chose to guard. Deep in that rock, a life we bent to witness. The harmonica captures the pool and the still. Tide pool below the basalt cliff. The midday, the ocean had its fill. We lifted nothing from the pool's surface and touched only the lip of the pool's edge. You said that watching without taking anything was its own form of honoring the ledge. Tide pool below the basalt cliff. The raising of nothing and the honoring. Tide pool below the basalt cliff. The ledge and the watching and the wondering. It's something that existed past our reaching. The harmonica captures the pool and the still. Tide pool below the basalt cliff. The midday the tide chose to fulfill. Beyond the ancient church, the meadow bloomed wide, stretching out to the grove and the broken wooden fence. We walked without shoes through the morning mist and lingered far past twilight, ignoring the time. The crickets drowned out We stayed by the trail, watching shadows grow. Green meadow behind the ancient church, the shoeless mornings and the broken wooden fence. Green meadow behind the ancient church, the crickets and the mist and the slow deep sense of hours that asked for nothing from our youth. The guitar captures the grass and the wild. Green meadow behind the ancient church, the place where we felt pure as a child. We pressed our hands into the damp soil back then, feeling the rhythm of the hidden world below. The tower chimes would track us in the weeds, and we'd make believe the sound was just the wind. Green meadow behind the ancient church, the resting hand and the heartbeat of the land. Green meadow behind the ancient church, the tower chimes we chose to disregard, leaving us there, just the grass and the heat. The guitar captures the grass and the wild. Green meadow behind the ancient church, the place where our spirits could finally meet. You handed me a cassette without a label, said listen to the last track on the second side. I held my ear against the borrowed Walkman and heard a song I'd keep all my life inside. The bus was rattling past the lamplight rows, and not a soul noticed where we'd gone. Borrowed cassette on the Walkman ride, the unlabeled tape and the last track played. Borrowed cassette on the Walkman ride, the bus and the street light and the serenade of a singer's voice we didn't know, but strangely the guitar voices the cassette and the night. Borrowed cassette on the Walkman ride, the song that made the bus ride take flight. Fell asleep somewhere around the second chorus, and I replayed the tape to hear it again. The street lights kept arriving and departing, and I remained awake to notice afterglow. As the dawn is breaking in your soul, and the fresh start is in your mind, I will give to you a steady faith to guide your lonely heart. When the silver twilight and the music ends, and there is no more dust for us to shake, I will wish you well for freedom's sake, to guide your lonely heart. I see you moving on to your future stage, and I will always praise your name. We've built it from the early of our age. No sorrow in my breath since you became. I'll be smiling, I'll be safe and sound. I'll be flying over the higher ground. Oh, there's nothing that I haven't found to help you reach your goal. The tides are turning round the distant shores, and on the desert of our youth, though life may change with every open door, our honest wisdom will remain. I will hope you rise and make your vows come true. Nothing that I cannot leave to the truth of the universe to help you reach your goal. To help you reach your goal. The wooden ferry left the dock at 7, before the haze fully claimed the bay. We positioned at the front barrier in the spray, and let the crossing ask us nothing at all. The island marketplace disclosed itself through smell before the dock came into view. Wooden ferry to the island market, the dock and the spray, and Wooden ferry to the island market, the crossing that required nothing from the day. Save for our stationed watch at the front rail. The flute notes, the ferry and the sea. Wooden ferry to the island market, the crossing that was all things to me. We bought more than we needed at the stalls and argued pleasantly about the weight. You carried most of it back to the vessel and pretended that the load was less than great. Wooden ferry to the island market, the stall and the pleasant argument we made. Wooden ferry to the island market, the carried weight and the pretending grade of someone shouldering without complaining. The flute notes, the ferry and the sea. Wooden ferry to the island market, the crossing where you carried more than me. We passed a notebook through the back classroom, brimming with questions none dared to ask aloud. You drew tiny maps of places we'd escape to. I wrote the names of songs after each fleeting thought. The teacher's tone dissolved into a kind of background we'd learn to hear without quite listening to. Notebook passed in the back classroom, the map and the question and the sketch. Notebook passed in the back classroom, the song we wrote beneath the drawn crowd of places only we had ever plotted. The piano marks the notebook and the pen. Notebook passed in the back classroom, the classroom that I want to walk back in. You kept the notebook folded within your jacket long after school had let us all disperse. I sometimes wonder if you still remember the map or just the sense of the verse. Notebook passed in the back classroom, the jacket and the tucking and the verse. Notebook passed in the back classroom, the map or just the feeling for the worse of missing what the notebook used to hold. piano marks the notebook and the pen. Notebook passed in the back classroom, the classroom that I want to walk back in. The road went dark before the rainstorm, and we sheltered under an overpass to wait. You unfolded the map across the dashboard neatly, while lightning measured distance at the gate of the next town we hadn't yet decided would be the one we selected to spend the eve. Provincial road at the first rainstorm, the overpass and the map and the gate. Provincial road at the first rainstorm, the lightning and the town and the late decision made by weather, not by planning. The flute echoes the road and the rain. Provincial road at the first rainstorm, the storm that gave our voyage its refrain. We dashed between the overpass and doorway of a small restaurant that had stayed open late. The owner brought us soup without our asking, as if the storm had made us guests of fate. Provincial road at the first rainstorm, the soup and the owner and the door. Provincial road at the first rainstorm, the guest of fate we hadn't asked fate for, but welcomed in the shelter of what the rain arranged. The flute echoes the road and the rain. Provincial road at the first rainstorm, the storm that made our journey rearranged. Lighthouse Cove grew hushed in the final dark, when all the daytime swimmers had departed. We laid our towels on the cooling granite and observed the beam begin its steady circuit. The sea darkened past the shade we had swum in, and something in the light felt like a vow. Lighthouse Cove on the last evening, the granite and the beam and the darkened sea. Lighthouse Cove on the last evening, the reliable circuit turning endlessly overhead as we rested without an agenda. The harmonica sustains the cove and the light. Lighthouse Cove on the last evening, the evening that was nearly infinite tonight. You tallied every rotation of the beacon and told me you had tallied 403. I didn't verify, but simply accepted your counting as the gift it was to me. Lighthouse Cove on the last evening, the beacon and the counting and the four. Lighthouse Cove on the last evening, 100 rotations and the granite ground of the cove, just the light and our accepting. The harmonica sustains the cove and the light. Lighthouse Cove on the last evening, the evening none of us could hold too tight. The sandbar lay at the edge of July, where the sea shallowed to a warm lagoon. We stepped out until the sea rose to our shoulders and floated on our backs in the noon. The salt dried white along our skin by dusk, and we brushed it off like dust from something old. Sandbar at the edge of July, the lagoon and the shoulder and the noon. Sandbar at the edge of July, floating and the salt and the broad noon that bronzed our skin and gave us something golden. The harmonica bears the tide and the white. Sandbar at the edge of July, the July that never had a place to hide. You found a crab wedged under a boulder at ebb tide and held it gently until it reached your wrist. The sea kept its patience with our wandering, while afternoon turned into something we'd miss. Sandbar at the edge of July, the crab and the wrist and the low tide rock. Sandbar at the edge of July, the sea gentle with us round the clock. Of afternoon the sandbar warm beneath us, the harmonica bears the tide and the white. Sandbar at the edge of July, the July where all was amplified. The mist was rising from the valley floor. The July dusk we trekked before the light. We hadn't slept at all the preceding eve, and all felt magnified and otherwise. The normal, just the mist and our own lunging, and footsteps on the path we picked by instinct. Fog lifting from the valley floor, the August dawn and the footstep and the mist. Fog lifting from the valley floor, the luminous dawn we couldn't resist. Following up into the rising fog layer, the whistling traces the valley and the rise. Fog lifting from the valley, the morning that unveiled itself to open eyes. The summit emerged an hour later, stripped of cloud, entirely and bare. We sat there in stillness for a long while, letting what we'd climbed toward fill the air. Fog lifting from the valley floor, the summit and the bear and the long while. Fog lifting from the valley floor, the sitting without speaking and the mile. We hadn't counted just the tap and the quiet, the whistling traces, the valley and the rise. Fog lifting from the valley floor, the morning returned to waiting eyes. had named. We spotted it by the steam over the housetops and steered the vehicle over, unashamed of our impulsive reasoning for stopping. Just the steam and the prospect of the heat. Hot spring village in the mountain pass, the steam and the rooftop and the unnamed ridge. Hot spring village in the mountain pass, the impulsive stop and the unashamed bridge. Spanning scheduling and the gift of what appeared. The flute conveys the village and the steam. Hot spring village in the mountain pass, the stop that made the trip feel like a dream. The innkeeper led us to a cedar tub overlooking a pine grove in the cold. We soaked until our fingers had gone wrinkled, and not one of us cared at all to be told. Hot spring village in the mountain pass, the cedar tub and the wrinkled and the pine. Hot spring village in the mountain pass, the steam we didn't want to abandon. In the mountain, just the springs and the heat. The flute conveys the village and the steam. Hot spring village in the mountain pass, the stop where all grew serene. A Polaroid was pinned flat on the study desk of the pair of us next to the harbor pier. No one photographed us that long noon hour, yet somehow that one image found its way here. It found the camera in your elder sister's cabinet and aimed it at the mirror of the gift shop wall. Polaroid pinned above the study desk, the harbor pier and the mirror and the shot. Polaroid pinned above the study desk, the elder sister's camera and the spot where the gift shop showed us back to one another. The piano keeps the Polaroid and the frame. Polaroid pinned above the study desk, the photograph that kept us all the same. The hues grayed slowly through the winters until the pier and sky had blended to blue. But I could always find your posture in the picture, even when the details had shifted new. Polaroid pinned above the study desk, the faded pier and the merged sky and blue. Polaroid pinned above the study desk, the posture I could always trace in you. Even when the color had abandoned detail, the piano keeps the Polaroid and the frame. Polaroid pinned above the study desk, the photograph that kept me calling your name. The river bent behind the willow curtain, where the bank grew soft enough to sit without a mat. We discovered it the season we were restless, and came back each week until the season that we stopped without announcing any ending. Just the river flowing on without our presence. River bend past the willow curtain, the soft bank and the restless and the mad. River bend past the willow curtain, that season we discovered, and the flat rock we balanced on beside the current. The whistling renders the river and the bend. River bend past the willow curtain, the bend we loved before we found its end. You once waited in past where the current slackened, and stood mid-river while the water rose. I stood at the bank afraid to say, be careful, the way that caring mostly fails to show. River bend past the willow curtain, the waiting and the current and the rise. River bend past the willow curtain, the caring that I failed to vocalize. On the bank, just the river, and you're standing. The whistling renders the river and the bend. River bend past the willow curtain, the current I still follow to its end. as a cliff in a shallow formed by centuries of wave. We crouched near it in the midday light and peered into the universe the deep gave. A hermit crab maneuvered quietly across the bottom of the deepest channel. Tide pool below the basalt cliff, the shallow and the hermit and the wave. Tide pool below the basalt cliff, the realm the patient ocean chose to guard. Deep in that rock, a life we bent to witness. The harmonica captures the pool and the still. Tide pool below the basalt cliff, the midday the ocean had its fill. We lifted nothing from the pool's surface and touched only the lip of the pool's edge. You said that watching without taking anything was its own form of honoring the ledge. Tide pool below the basalt cliff, the raising of nothing and the honoring. Tide pool below the basalt cliff, the ledge and the watching and the wondering. It's something that existed past our reaching. The harmonica captures the pool and the still.